Over. And we have a green flag, late green flag, and we have a drag race between the two Formula 600s of Clint McMahon and Brian Novak. McMahon, I believe, had the inside line to Novak, a late green flag, and had to wait to get on that gas, but when they did, McMahon and Novak a drag race to turn 1, followed by Tim Dunn in the FFX and Fred Edwards in his Formula 500. And as they go through turns 2 and 3, we'll look for the second half of the split start. That will be the FSTs with Doug Syme, 2010 Formula ST Regional Champ, and Robert Clark beside him in the first row. They're coming down through turn 12. And we have a green flag. And again, it's a drag race between the two Formula STs with the Formula Bs at the back of the pack there. And in that drag race there, it looks like Doug Syme was going to get the jump on William Bono and Jared Smith. Sherman Eagler leading the way in Formula B over Anthony Henderson.
Give it to Greg, give it to Greg.
On the back straight, it is, remember now, it is actually Glenn Cooper behind the wheel, and now that lead car, Brian Novak, couldn't make it, so Cooper doing the driving, McMahon slots into second, Fred Edwards in the Formula 500 is third, and then the rest of this very angry pack. And by the way, Scott, I had the opportunity, it was very nice. I had Phil Kingham stop by here this morning and visit with me a little bit. And he said he's 3 for 3 on because he showed up here once again, and then yesterday's qualifying broke another header. He said the last 3 years he's been here, he's had a header break every time, and that's been part of his problem. But he did get another one on the car. He's hoping to get the last because it looks like it'll be a great battle there. Meanwhile, here comes that FST battle. And leading away comfortably right off the start is the number 9 now, William Bono, as you called it. He got around both Syme and Clark, and Bono leads.
Brian Pierce, car number 51, ITA Group 1 to the SOMs at the base of the tower. Brian Pierce, car 51, ITA Group 1, come to the SOMs at the base of the tower. Yes, Mary, I'm glad you reminded me. That's right. It shows up as Brian Novak on our screen, but it's actually Glenn Cooper in that car, and he is giving Clint McMahon all he can handle for the Formula 6 overall lead and class lead. McMahon, in fact, was in second as they came out from underneath the bridge and was able to squeeze by Cooper. So McMahon leads over Cooper. Here comes that second pack, and it is Bono, Syme, and Clark. Over to you, Greg.
Yeah, McMahon not only has gotten around Cooper, he's now opened up about 10 car lengths. Of course, that's not as big a gap. These are small cars. The number 35 of Tim Dunn goes by, sounding a little rough, though, in the engine department. So Dunn may be in a little bit of problems. It's sounding pretty rough. And then that amazing battle already starting to shape up between Brooks, Kingham, and Hamilton over the Club Ford race. And by the way, the number 1 FST Formula First of Alan Adderley really struggling last time down the back straight. Probably is going to make a call at the pits. Meanwhile, it is the number 9 Bono continuing to lead and easing away just a little bit. The top 3 actually clearing the rest of the field.
That's right. Here comes that Club Ford battle now that you were talking about, and it is Steve Brooks who is taking over the lead. Donald Backett in second, Phil Kingham in third. Kingham, the lap record holder here at Road Atlanta in Club Ford for the ARRC. Currently, he finds himself in third position behind double ARRC winner Steve Brooks and Donald Backett, who's the defending champion in Club Ford. Clint McMahon leads overall over Glenn Cooper as we're working lap 3. And FFX Tim Dunn leads. Formula 500 Fred Edwards leads. The FST battle coming by us now, and that is William Bono, who continues to fight off the charge of Doug Syme and Robert Clark.
And here we go once again, absolutely setting sail as Clint McMahon, Glenn Cooper sitting in a second. Now he lost a little bit of ground, but he's clawed some of that back. Then you've got the Fred Edwards Formula 500, that standard car. Then the 35, as I said, have done, and then 81, Steve Brooks has done a brilliant job. He got in front of the 72 of OSEP, and that has really affected this battle behind him. Oh, the number 10 of Dave Hamilton comes by the left front corner of that car. The bodywork on that machine is up in the air. He has either contacted something or flipped a curb, something like that. So watch the number 10 when it comes by you, Scott. He's got some damage on the front bodywork of that Formula Ford, that Club Ford.
Greg, that battle up front, again, out from underneath the bridge, Cooper was in the lead, but McMahon was able to pass them before they got to the apex of turn 12, and they are slicing and dicing, Greg. They're turning 100 mile per hour average in the little Formula 600. That's a 132.2 by McMahon, a 131.3 by Cooper, and third is Fred Edwards leading in Formula 500. Then comes Tim Dunn, then Steve Brooks leading in Club Ford. Kingham now moving into second in Club Ford, as he has gotten by Oseth, who you called it had some damage on that front left corner, and that obviously is going to affect him down the straightaway. I did not see him coming to the pits as he went by. He's currently listed as 7th, but that allowed Kingham to get by, and now Kingham, the only car in front of him, is the Club Ford leader. That's the 81 of Steve Brooks, and that's who he's going to be trying to run down to try and get that championship for the ARRC. Over to you, Greg.
McMahon now back in the lead, as you said, but they're into traffic already. Cooper is closing. Tell you what, Cooper's Nova car very fast in a straight line. He is hooked up. And now Oseth back around Kingham. And this is just frustrating Kingham because he's watching the 81 of Brooks disappear into the distance. And that's got to be just eating him alive. And by the way, that Formula First battle is huge. Bono, Doug Simon, Robert Clark has been all over Simon the last couple of times through. And it looks as though Clark has actually gone from third to first in about half a lap. Superb run.
Greg, we just got to see some amazing driving here. Glenn Cooper and Clint McMahon came out from underneath the bridge side by side, and they ran on the Formula V battle, which was side by side, and McMahon somehow, he decided to pick the outside, which was not